Welcome to Subramani. Here is a piece of advice for young entrepreneurs. Uh, First, as I get older and as our generation gets older, we love to give a lot of advice. So please take what suits you and don't take everything that we give you. Very important. Somebody had commented that I'm not asking people to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Please do it. I'm too lazy to say it in every video. But having said that, these tips are very, very unique in the sense that this is from my observation. I deal with a lot of young investors, so I do like to see what they are doing. So step one, sounds very cruel, but don't listen to your parents. Your parents have not been there, they have not done that. Don't listen to them. They don't know. They're very good at heart. They love you. They don't want you to lose money. But don't ask your parents what to do about any business, right? They don't know. They have not done it. Of course, if your father has been a businessman and a successful businessman, it's different. If he's been a successful executive, he will at least have the maturity to tell you that this is not an area which in which I have expertise. So don't please ask me. Unfortunately, if he's been an accountant or something, he will initially it will be a lot of skepticism. Why do you want to do this? Why can't you take a job like everybody else? And in our community, business is not being successful. All that blah 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 you'll have to listen to. But having overcome that, then they will suddenly want to do everything for you, right? From maintaining your accounts, paying your taxes, etc. So see whether there is any expertise available. Mostly it may not be available, and secondly, you will not be able to take them to task if things are not done well. So if you have an accountant, please hire an accountant and get your dad or mom, whoever has been holding some office post, just ask them to be able to supervise. Point number two, don't put your mother, father, wife, sister on your board, right? This is your business. It is not their business. You don't want them on the board. Tomorrow if there is a problem that you are prosecuted for some tax offenses or anything, mistakes can happen. So you don't want your wife and mother to be dragged to court, right? That is the risk part. Secondly, don't create it like a family company. No venture capitalist likes to see a board loaded with family members. So don't do that. That can be very cruel and very stupid. When you're seeking, invest in a mentor. It's very useful to invest in a mentor who could be either a venture capitalist or somebody who has done, who's got educated in that line, who has worked in that line, and somebody who really likes and loves you and who is able to help you. So I'm not saying coach. You may or may not need coaching, but look for a mentor. Invest in a mentor. When I am saying invest in a mentor, I don't say just money, but somebody with whom you can sit, talk and sort out your problems without that person being judgmental. It's a very difficult job being a mentor because you have to have a fantastic ability to listen. I'm not advertising. I'm not available as a mentor. It is not the area of my choice. I'm a trainer, right? So training assignments I'm happy to advertise and happy to take and do. Mentoring, coaching, I don't do. A lot of offers, but I don't do. Sorry for the digression, but it was necessary to tell you that I'm not advertising for that, right? When you start a business, you are the chairman to chaprasi. I'm saying that more for rhyming than to insult anybody. So you are everything. So you have to make sure that you know everything. So one day, if the person who sweeps your office doesn't come, you should be able to pick up the broom and sweep it. It's your office. Remember that. Your employee won't do it. Your manager will not do it, but you will do it. Your peon may not do it. He may say, no, I don't get paid for that. All that is possible. But you will have to know how to do each and every job, because if you don't know that, you cannot even delegate. I keep giving the same example. If you don't know to make tea, it's very difficult even to delegate that, because suppose you hire a new cook and you ask for tea and she says it'll take 3 hours to make tea. You just accept it because you don't know that tea can be made in 7-8 minutes, right? So if you don't know a job, you can't even outsource. So be very careful, learn each and every job. very rudimentary. It's not that you have to know how to call the courier guy, write the cover, but at least make sure, understand that you will have to have the receiver's phone number, your phone number you will anyway have. You have to have all that if you want to send something. Don't just take the address of your client and say, oh, I'll send this by courier. Then you make it and then you find that the phone is missing, right? So you need all those things. So very basic, but know each and every nuance of your business. That's very important. Very many people will offer you advice, people like me, like I'm saying, take what is relevant and ignore what is not relevant. Don't be emotional. It is advice, right? It is like if I'm offered Kentucky Fried Chicken, very fantastic tasting and all that, it's of no use. I am a vegetarian, right? So what is the point in giving it to me? So similarly, be very careful. Take advice from many people. You will still have to do it on your own, and ultimately you are the person who is responsible there, right? Virat Kohli has to go there and bat, right? Anybody can coach Virat Kohli saying do this, you will come back to form, etc. Ultimately it is for Virat Kohli to do it there. So somebody can coach you, somebody can mentor you, somebody can teach you, but on the pitch you are there alone. You have to do it. So all these people around you, ask for very specific advice. If you have somebody who's been an accountant with a big company for a long time, tell him, can you just come and spend half an hour a month or 1 hour a month to check whether my accountant is doing all the job correctly. I don't want you as a full-time job. I want you to come, do that and go. Use people for specific work and then remove them. Don't say, oh, generally you come and be on my board. No, don't do that. Constructing a board, I can do a separate discussion on that. That's very different. Don't put everybody on your board. You love me, very good. Keep me as an advisor, talk, that's fine. No, I'm again not offering myself. I'm just saying, but it does not mean you have to put me on your board. It makes no sense. I hold no board position, so I can say that it makes no sense for you or for the other person to come there, because then suddenly you'll find me giving you advice even on technology. And for my own phone, if I have to change my font and my phone's font size, I tell my daughter, please change the font size. So I am challenged technologically. You'll lose. Having me on the board will be very boring for you, right? So if we have not done some of those things, we are completely incapable of giving you advice on that. I'm incapable of giving you advice on how to do trading. I'm an investor, so investing I can talk about, but trading I don't know. I don't trade. I do trade, but with a very small portion of my money. Maybe I'm a very successful trader because of the money involved is small. That's not my full-time job. So understand what you should ask me and what you shouldn't ask me. Second, next is, don't be worried about age. King Richard, right, was the King of England at 23. So what are you scared of, right? So I was counseling, I was addressing senior counsels in law before my age of 30, right? I must have been 25, 26. When I met the likes of Chidambaram, J.C. Shah, K.K. Desai, all those, Fali Nariman, these are all the K.K. Venugopal. I was 26 or 27. Maybe it was better off because I had the guts to go and talk to such people. Today I'd be maybe more scared. So these are the people whom we could meet because of some client's case going to the Supreme Court. So I don't think you should worry too much about age, because every entrepreneur, when he starts or she starts, 21, 22, 23. So you walk into a room, you'll find a lot of people like me with grey hair. Don't get intimidated by older people. It does not mean anything. I'm not saying you should disrespect them, but don't get intimidated by age. Don't let somebody tell you, I remember when somebody said, some senior person said, हमने आपसे ज़्यादा दिवाली देखा है, which means I've seen more Diwalis than you have. This young boy looked at him and said, yeah, maybe true, but I've burst more crackers than you have, which is perfectly a fantastic retort to give. Somebody tells you I've got more experience. Do you have relevant experience in my area? Then I want you as an advisor, and only in that area, right? If I don't go to a heart surgeon and tell him, can you tell me what kind of hair I should sport? Should I dye my hair? What kind of specs should I wear? That's not a heart surgeon's job. Is he intelligent? Yes. Is he successful? Yes. That's not his area of expertise. Understand this while you're doing your own business. And like I said, take what you want, ignore what you don't need. That's very important. You should be able to pick rather than take the whole package. Thank you. One very important thing which I forgot, so I'm adding it as this last part, is don't take money from your parents which will hurt them, right? If your father has got 10 crores, taking 10 lakhs from his home is okay, taking 20 lakhs from him is okay. But if your dad has 2 crores which he's got from his retirement, etc., don't touch it. If your mom has 2 crores from her retirement, PAF, gratuity, don't touch it. That's not your money. This is your business. That is not their money. So they should not come and interfere in your business. You should not put their money at risk, that money which they can't afford. You keep all of that money with them in ultra short bond funds, gilt funds, PPF, I don't care, equity, I don't care. Because in a worst case scenario, when you want that last 1 lakh, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, there will be nobody else to fund you and you have to pay some tax or something very urgently, then your parents can be your port of last call. So use them for very super emergencies. Tell them that I don't want your money in my business. If I do well and I'm successful and I'm doing an IPO, at that stage I may give you some shares. But right now I can't afford to risk. When you are taking a risk and you do not know what will be the ROI, don't take risk with your parents' money, the money which will hurt them. Like I said, if your father has got 50 crores, if your mother has got 50 crores, taking 2 crores, 3 crores won't hurt them. But if they have 2 crores, taking 50 lakhs will hurt them very bad if things go wrong. So don't take that risk with your parents' money. It's just not done. Thank you.